Hi, I'm Donna, and welcome to my kitchen. I'm fixing some neck bone in the slow cooker with some beans in it. I already started cooking because I thought this would make good content, so I could share what we having for dinner while we talk marriage. I decided to do today. I clean these out because I don't know if anybody knows when you have it on neck bone, that stuff in there, you can clean that out. At least I'll do anyway. I only have a small pack because it's only two of us. And my husband's taste buds change every day. Because when you have cancer, sometimes you're going through treatment, that's what happens. I don't cook a lot of stuff because you may not eat it every day. He and I have been together, married. 33, I'll be 34 next month. And together almost 40. I don't sugarcoat marriage. If I'm telling somebody about marriage, I just go ahead and tell you the truth. And he and I have been through the good, the bad, the amazing, and the really, really bad and ugly. And we have stayed the test of time. And that's because we made a decision long ago. No matter how bad it got, if it got bad, divorce and separation was not going to be a conversation that we were going to have. So I'll say this, and then when I was early on in our marriage, I'm even ashamed to say some of the things I did. I'm ashamed to say, but then I guess it is wisdom to share. And that was, I learned to stop being the prosecutor. Because when you're the prosecutor, they become the defendant. And defendants, when they don't go to jail, what they do? They run. So I couldn't figure out why he was always out of the house. Always gone. Didn't come back till late at night. And as we got, on into our marriage and just sitting and talking, I learned why. But what I learned early on was what I was doing wasn't working for me. Meaning, jumping him the minute he walked in the door. Meaning going through his phone. Yeah. I figured out his password one day. And I used to go through the phone. I would call, because at that time, well, I guess you could still do a call and listen to the voicemails. I would call and listen to his voice messages. I would call people up if I weren't sure who they were. I would call them up. I'm so ashamed I did any of that. Because that was definitely a no-no. That was overstepping my boundaries or his boundaries. And I had to get to a place that I had to either trust him or trust the process. If you're gonna be in the marriage, then you gotta trust the process. So I did a lot of damage in the early years. I said a lot of hateful stuff, mean stuff, in anger, because I didn't learn wisdom early in the marriage. So, right, because in 2000, I was going through his telephone. In 2000, I was going through his telephone. And wasn't having no peace because I was constantly replaying stuff. And then one day I just realized, he ain't worried about it. You the one stressed out about what he's doing, Donna. You need to regroup. So when I started to think about my peace of mind and started to let that stuff go, started to pick my battles, because he'll take a plate and bring it. Y'all can see the counter. Some of y'all can. Bring it and sit it right here on the counter. Trash can right there. You sit it right there. And I would get upset about it. I'm gonna tell you, he's still doing that same thing today. And could you imagine if I was arguing with him every day about that same thing? Because he's still doing the exact same thing today. So that's just who he is, period. But I had to learn to pick my battles. Not make it so that he didn't want to be in the house. I had to think about something my grandmother told me years ago, which was, you get more with honey than you do with vinegar. But you do. I had to realize that since he was still in the house, I had the advantage. That meant I had the advantage to make him want to stay, or make him want to continue to go to wherever he was going. Because he was going to get a peace of mind. He was running to get away from me, because he knew that as soon as he hit the door, interrogation was going to start. So he was trying to outweight me. Meaning, I had to go to work in the morning, so he was trying to wait till I went to bed before he came home. Yeah. And nobody should have to live like that. So, I'll say that to say, if you're doing any of those things that I said I was doing, maybe you want to rethink it if you want to be married. I'm going to finish cooking my meal, and I'm going to talk to the rest of y'all. I'm going to talk to you some more, probably in a voiceover, so I can focus on what I'm doing. But I do want to share a lot of things that I wrote down that was going on with me that may help somebody. Okay? So I'm going to finish doing this right here. Yeah. If you want peace in your house, you can't be the one bringing in chaos every day. You can't say, I want a good marriage, and then argue about everything. You can't say you want closeness, but always got an attitude. You can't say you want to feel loved, but you don't speak kindly. I'm not saying be silent. I'm saying be wise. Everything does not need a reaction. Everything does not need a response. Everything does not need a fight. Sometimes wisdom is knowing when to talk and when to let it go. Some of us are losing our marriages because we don't know how to manage our mouths. That's just the truth. Peace in a home is built on purpose. It's built with tone. It's built with patience. It's built with self-control. It's built with maturity. And here's the part people don't like to hear.
You can't control your spouse, but you can control the atmosphere you create. So if your spouse is still in the house with you, you still have influence. You still have the advantage. You decide whether the house feels like war or whether the house feels like peace. Figure out what works in your house, not mine, yours. And once you figure it out, do that thing on purpose. Let me tell you what I learned the hard way early in my marriage. I thought saying everything on my mind was honesty. But honesty without wisdom is damage. I had to learn that I was either building my home or tearing it down with my mouth. A man who feels respected in his house will move mountains for that woman. But a man who feels constantly criticized will slowly shut down. That's not opinion, that's life. And ladies, that does not mean accepting disrespect. This means learning strategies. Wisdom is knowing when to speak. Wisdom is knowing how to speak. Wisdom is knowing when silence protects more than words do. I'm not teaching perfection. I'm teaching longevity. I'm not teaching pretending. I'm teaching wisdom. And if you're listening to this and your marriage is struggling, I want you to hear this clearly. You still have power. Not power over your spouse, power over the atmosphere, power over your response, power over your tone, power over your energy. Start here. And let me tell you something real as to why I say this. A lot of marriages stay stuck because everybody is waiting on the other person to change first. The wife is waiting on the husband to act right. The husband is waiting on the wife to calm down. And while both of you are waiting, nothing is changing. Somebody has to be the one to shift the atmosphere first. Why not that be you? If you're in it for the long haul, somebody has to be the one to say, I'm going to change my approach, even if you don't change yours today. Because, baby, sometimes it takes a long time, depending on what you did in the marriage to tear it down. I'm talking about your part, not his. Everybody got a part. And it's not weakness. It's strategy, because you teach people how to treat you every day. Not with your mouth, but with your behavior. If you talk crazy every time you're upset, they learn that. If you stop talking when you're hurt, silence, they learn that as well. Because if you're silent when you're hurt and then explode later, they learn that too. But when you change your tone, when you slow down your response, when you stop reacting to every little thing, people start adjusting. And that's not only in a marriage, that's in our day-to-day lives as well. I had to learn that. I couldn't change Jake, but I could change the environment around him. And when I did that, everything started to shift. Peace doesn't just happen. Peace is built. It's built when you decide not to argue over everything. It's built when you decide to say, is this worth my energy today? I had to get there and realize it was my peace that was being disturbed. Some things you need to just let it go. Some things you need to just table it for later. Some things you need to address calmly, steady of your emotions. In other words, don't get excited about it. And that's not pretending. That's just strategy. It's just mature wisdom. Every peaceful marriage you see, somebody in that house chose discipline over emotions. And if you keep doing the same thing you've been doing for years, you're going to keep getting the same results you've been getting for years. You can't want a peaceful marriage and still talk reckless. You can't want closeness and still stay distant. You can't feel uncomfortable around him but want his love. Because if you feel uncomfortable around him, he's aware of it. And you need to figure out what it is that is making you uncomfortable. Change feels uncomfortable though, at first. So you have to realize whether it's uncomfortable because of the person you're feeling or you're uncomfortable due to the change that you're trying to make in your marriage. So you gotta pick which discomfort will you live with. Being stuck in the same rut that you're in your marriage, or being uncomfortable with starting to change the atmosphere in your home, starting with you. And this part is very important for balance. But before anybody twists my words, this ain't about being a doormat. This isn't about accepting disrespect. This isn't about staying in something unsafe. This is about when you're in a real marriage with a real person and you actually want to make it work. It's about learning how to move smarter instead of louder, like the way I prepared Jake's meals for him. He and I have been through a lot together. And when I say a lot, we have been through a lot together. But like this meal right here I'm preparing, I asked him, what did he want to eat? I didn't decide what I wanted him to eat. He said that he wanted pork chops. I want chicken. So guess what? I'm fixing the pork chops for him and the chicken for me, because guess what? It's not that serious. There's a difference between strength and noise. And sometimes the strongest person in the house is the calmest one. I'm frying these pork chops right there and this chicken for me with some seasonings, a special seasoning from a friend of ours. Can't tell who he is because he doesn't desire for it to be on social media. But it's a very good seasoning and I love it. Every time he comes to town, he brings us some and it's very good. So I'm going to speed the ending of it up